Hello guys, so welcome to today's show. My name is CHUKS and you're on JFL TV, the home of football. So if today is the first time we see our program for you to bring you the latest Arsenal news updates as they drop all over the world. So for now, we'll start with today's morning show. Today's show is going to be a bit packed. Alright, so for the CBS Golazo show, after waiting happened yesterday, we Arsenal lose against PSG 1-0. So Thierry Henry will be Arsenal legend. When they talk about the tie, we'll go play for France for the second leg. Can say Arsenal are still in the tie. Anything can happen. In fact, I can give you the full quotes when Henry talks. So Thierry Henry go on Arsenal. There's another tie. You never know what's going to happen. PSG were far superior for me in this game. So a lot of needs or a lot of things needs to be changed. A lot needs to be changed. You are still in the tie. Anything can happen. Now, the first question we go ask yourself now, what are the things that needs to be changed? We heard it talk about, because we watch that CBS podcast, everybody just say the same thing, both on Twitter yesterday. In fact, let's make I even talk about the match. You see that match, Modesty really vex me. I don't feel sleep. I just did think, say, what's the ring for my head now? Partey. Now what's the ring for my head? I just did vex again. Let's bring it to context. What's in here in the top, because we already lose 1-0 against PSG. Now, when you look at the lineup where Arsenal use, listen to what's in legend they talk. What you need to change? Make I tell you the things you need to change. Simple. Rice need to play for that place where Merino did. Merino need to play for that place where Trossard did. Trossard need to go for bench. Partey need to come in for where Rice did. Simple as ABC, QED. No, you don't need any babalawo to tell. You don't need any visionary or any philosopher to predict them. Now, so it's supposed to be. That is our system. But based on what happened to Thomas Partey, that's why you see yesterday in the full-time analysis show, people were saying, no, because of Partey. See, you are looking at Partey as Partey alone, one position. Me, I did look at him as Partey affected 4 other positions. 4. Because if you watch the way we play, Raya picks up the ball and gives it to who first? If Raya don't go long, who Raya they usually most times give the ball first na Partey. Raya will give Partey. Partey will start the distribution. Now the way our system be. Now when you come and remove that person from that system will collapse. You will not need another different system. That's why I'm saying a lot of things need to be changed. This thing, I don't know why some people do the same. Like, so one of us, might even enter my DM when they talk about this, and I say, Baba, this thing no hard to understand. Rice no play that pro when you're supposed to play. All those drive, we Rice they drive, they run with energy, burst of energy, burst of speed. We no see them. We only saw it once. And do you know how hard it is for Rice to drive from far defensive midfield? Drive, run, bypass Vitinha, bypass Fabian Ruiz, bypass John Neves. It is easy. That's why I know if you do it many times. And Merino is not cut out for that type of game. Merino no fit do it. You can't give what you don't have. Merino will be our emergency striker. Because of Partey, Merino had to cover for midfield. Trossard can't go there. Now, because of Trossard is there, we cannot go long. Do you know that in the last 20-25 minutes of the game, PSG played a low block? Because of that low block, Tiki-taka cannot work. Although we still create some pocket of chances here and there. But assuming we had the opportunity to go long, we would have went long. These are the things. As it is there, I just the vex. Well, like Henry said, it's not quite over yet. Okay, look at what Eduardo Hagen they post yesterday. According to Fabrice Hawkins, that Ousmane Dembele has gotten a hamstring injury. Although this morning, Dembele don't come outside and talk, say nothing, saying go do okay, say nothing. Although I see here from Luis Enrique, maybe the coach of PSG, say they go monitor Dembele, but they see whether na serious injury or no be serious injury. But Dembele talk say nothing, say go do okay. Get, but we will watch. Then we'll get clarity on how things they go from that. All right, away from that. Now we're going to look what's in now Arsenal talk. So now Arsenal. Because you see social media yesterday, Twitter catch fire. You get people just they play party. Twitter catch fire. Now they say we are going to have to win in Paris. We can do that. Partey will be back. Rice will be back in the 6. Merino will be up top. If you want negativity, you're not going to get it here. We can still go through. Halftime is in the tie. Bring on Paris, thoughts on the game. Now, the same thing we miss about the talk. You see the different positions when you don't mention now because of one person. Now make all these different positions scatter. So you need now if you never understand the system where Arsenal they use, you not gonna know how important Partey is. That's just the thing. Now it's a Arsenal lacked balance in midfield and had no out ball up top without Kai Havertz or Mikel Merino. In Paris it will be different. Thomas Partey will return. Declan Rice will be in the 6. Merino will be in the target top up. Then despite the lack of balance, Arsenal still should have scored tonight, which is true. We're supposed to still score 1 or 2 goals, but at the end of the day, it no work for us, and that one self it did happen. Now I can't see this quote where Declan Rice put out before the game. I don't really see him. I can't see him later. Rice say, if we don't have the ball, we will die. Because PSG go snare us, go buy us. If we cannot have the ball. Look at what happened in that match. The first 20-25 minutes, you feel count how many times Saka leg touch ball. I don't think say leg touch ball 10 times. He can't count. Has that ever happened before in the MLS? Because there was so much unbalance in the team. Now later, and Arteta self stopped man to scale from inverting to the midfield. So now later when you can't realize the mistake, Baba can't invert. Can't say we can't get more bodies. Imagine say midfield general day. God, you think Thomas Partey is called the midfield general for nothing? Well, away from that, as long as I can't even talk in all of this, in biggest regrets. Now say win the Champions League with Arsenal because he had one of the best Arsenal team. Like, but at the end of the day, they couldn't do it. So the onus is now on our own current team now to get it done. Now, because Arteta when they talk about this PSG match, that they ask and say whether Arsenal will control every minute of the game against PSG. Arteta say you cannot. This is one of the best team, beating all English teams. They don't beat Liverpool. They don't beat Aston Villa. The best teams in the country. You cannot dominate for 95 minutes. Impossible. Forget about it. Like, I expect us to get possession. At the same time, Arteta said they talk about the match. Arteta said for now it is just halftime. It's halftime. It is the same message against Real Madrid after we beat them 3-0. We need to go to Paris and win the game. Today the margins were very, very small, and that is true. The margins, true. It is very, very small because now you're going to talk. Say, imagine, assuming Trossard scored that in your own chance. Assuming Martinelli scored in your own 1-on-1. Assuming that offside was not given as offside. That offside where Merino scored. Assuming it was counted as like these are little margins. Look at PSG too. They get their own chances to have scored. You get so assuming they give us our own penalty, assuming they give PSG their own penalty. So like little margins. If to say Merino go counts, Baba, the momentum and the atmosphere will come alive. Emirates Stadium was like a graveyard yesterday. Quiet, because that early goal stunned them. It shocked them. They never saw it coming. 4 minutes, everywhere quiet. Look at the tifo where Asta put out that banner with the cannon. Let me say a bazooka, boom, baba. Everywhere quiet. They made it look like this. Nobody talk anything. That yesterday night it was now for me it was mixed emotions. Now, when Rooney called the talk, say what Arsenal needs to do is to go to France with a belief that they can win. I want Arsenal to win. I want them to go to the final. I want them to win the competition, but they have to go into the final with a belief that it can be done. Now, Clarence Seedorf, say it's important to understand what went wrong. For the second leg, Arsenal have so many things to learn from today that can help them. It's not so difficult. We have seen PSG go in difficulty the moment you have an organized defensive team in front of them, which tells you Arsenal never had an organized defensive team in front of this PSG because of the Partey that is missing. You get? So I'm not like, oh God, I don't just know in short. In fact, Daniel Sturridge going to say personally, the yellow card for Thomas Partey proved costly this leg. No party. You get. We really got to say for Arsenal, I was a bit disappointed with the way they played, disappointed with the fans as well. The fans against Real Madrid really pushed the team. I thought tonight they were a bit subdued, even everything I thought, because the Arsenal fans, they don't come alive. Now let's bring you our first message from one of our sponsors, Mr. Anayo, who's a real estate agent. Has 14 plots of land for sale at Nora Scott's Luxury estates in Ohia Igbelo Rubber Estate at the back of airports in Abara Iche, the Iche local government area of River State. So 6 plots of land together, 4 plots together, 3 plots together, and 1 plot is standing alone, and it's 1.2 million per plot. So if you're interested in this piece of property, you can call Mr. Anai on 08032765227 or 08119329922. So if you're interested in this piece of property, please, you can reach out to him. Now, away from that, so we're going to get another report from Arteta, and we call the doc say like that offside didn't give Merino. So it was millimeters offside. Martinelli was 1-on-1, and the keeper made a big save. Trossard in completely 1-on-1. It's completely 1-on-1. That's the margins in a semi-final. And when you go back to look at the image of that Merino offside, you can't imagine, say, how I wish Merino. Look at just small, that is small leg. How I wish, say, the offside. But it is what it is. Now, offside, we say now offside. There's nothing we can do about it. Now, away from that. All right, sports going to give us another report on Winston Gabriel and Bonlahor. They talk about the match. So they talk, say, Arsenal fans, saying we'll slam them for lack of support and the club's attempt at a tifo. Everybody is criticized Arsenal for that tifo. That was disaster. It was a disaster because at the end of the day, we no win. So Baba the talk say the fans were quiet. It can't be like say now pack the Princes we did. Because for Pack the Princes, how many of our fans will travel? We will give them 2,500 tickets. Only God know how many tickets we themselves will give us. So that place, now only God know whether we will hear the sound of Arsenal fans get. But I don't really know, Sha. Get now God just go guide and help this our players. I'm gonna carry our complete team. Now we have a match against Bournemouth sandwiched in between these PSG games. Which lineup Arteta want to play there now, because Arteta go one rest players because the league is gone and we are still chasing one finish second. You get so like it just did quite unfortunate the way things they happen for us now. Now, away from that also, when Rooney, okay, I think I've talked about this story, when Rooney calling out Arsenal fans live on air, saying they don't really support their team. Now, TNT Sports going to give us one statistics. So did you know that only 2 teams in the Champions League history have reached the final after losing the first leg of the semi-final tie at home, which is why Arteta is saying for us to qualify to the final and go to Munich, we need to do something that has never been done. That's why if you check yesterday, Remotanda was trending on Twitter because Arsenal have now been saddled with the responsibility of doing a comeback. Just like Real Madrid wanted to do something that has never been done before. This one, don't be saying it has never been done, no. That's been done like twice, according to historical data. So we need to be the 3rd team to do it. Only 2 teams have done it before. So it's not like it's mission impossible. Somebody has done it before. So, but Real Madrid, nobody has done it before. Them too, they have never done it before. So we'll just see how everything will go on now. Now, like I told you, the Fabrizio Romano drop updates on Dembele. Say the guy say Dembele himself, nobody say a doctor say Dembele say in injury no day that serious. Same will they fine. But at the end of the day, we'll see what the doctors will talk. Now for the press conference what Arteta do, I just go pick out some notable parts of the press conference where Arteta talk something. Now on tonight's performance, Arteta said we are at halftime, and my message is exactly the same following us beating Real Madrid. I think I'm taking that story. Now on whether our team was missing something, certainly when you score a goal and concede one, you have to. But we did a lot of things very, very well. We had a spell in the first half and the game had phases. The first 15-20 minutes, especially them scoring so early in great combination, playing when the margins are so small, the finishing is unbelievable. That's the ability finishing. And then we had especially one issue that we corrected after 15-20 minutes, and we sustained that for the rest of the game, which I think turned the game around. If you want to win the Champions League final, you have to do something special, and we are going to have to do something special in Paris to be there. They're going to ask, what if that's what you correct? And then I say, I don't want to tell you. That was at all. The still push again on what went wrong in the first 15 minutes. It's not a lot. I'm telling you, it's something that is specific but very important, especially the way we played. We corrected it, and it's not easy to correct it constantly but we did it, and we did it much better. And in the end, we have 2 of our front players 1v1 with Donnarumma. If they scored the goal, it's a different game. He made the saves like he did against Liverpool and Villa. That's the difference in the Champions League. The margins are so small. We had a disallowed goal as well, and another 2 big situations that happened in the game and didn't go, unfortunately, our way. For me personally, what do you think? Somebody even mentioned it in the full-time analysis show. One of the things why I think Arteta correct, now Miles Kelly being restricted from inverting to the midfield. Later when they come free and make it the enter, I can't say we can't get more bodies in the midfield and we can't push the PSG team. You get the same way where PSG under Luis Enrique restricted Nuno Mendes from bombarding forward. So the guy there with Saka 247 and other people say on the assistant to make sure say Saka they kept quiet because Saka don't really get much impact for that game. You get that is where Partey comes in because you get one kind of triangular passes where Partey they always give Saka almost some kind over the top, some kind Baba. If you don't get them, you don't get them. You get Merino can never be Partey. You get so I think Arsenal don't see why they need to reward Partey and give him a new contract, regardless of the Crown Prosecution Services case. You get so may them give him the contract. Thank God they're already in discussions. Partey still has a lot to offer Arsenal, the way I see it. Now let's go away from Arteta's press conference. Alan Shearer points finger at Arsenal staff for costing Gunners in the PSG defeat. Now Alan Shearer said, "See." Okay, make a look at the caption. Alan Shearer blames Thomas Partey's absence for Arsenal defeats. Alan Shearer pointed the finger at Thomas Partey for Arsenal defeats to PSG on Tuesday night. The Gunners slipped to a 1-0 loss in the first leg. Yet Ousmane Dembele scored the goal. We all know these facts. So what Shearer talk? I'm not sure they would have gotten that ball into Dembele in the 3rd minute. I think Partey would have been there sweeping it up. You can't allow them to pass it from the back to the front. What they start from PSG, and this was the same point Baba Sato was making in the full-time analysis show that if Thomas Partey played that game, that goal where PSG scored for no score, you get. And I remember him making that particular point because Partey na midfield general, you don't read that. You don't read that pass. In fact, that nudge, that pass where Kvaratskhelia give Dembele self, he said Partey they go don't read them. Merino, instead of him going to meet Dembele, Merino self come back. Because I watch all the footage as they analyze him again, so you don't know how the importance of Thomas Partey. But it don't happen. It's now spilled milk, so more look forward to what's going to happen in the second leg. It don't happen. It's like there's nothing we can do. You get, so it is what it is. All right. So away from that. So ex-PGMOL boss Kit Hackett when it say Arsenal were very, very lucky with the penalty decision, as you know say again when Timber put wrapping arm around the Kvaratskhelia with the no penalize arm. So Kit Hackett got to say Arsenal they very, very lucky, and at the same time that tackle with them tackle Merino for PSG 18. Baba Phil say Arsenal supposed to also get a penalty because the challenge from PSG player is careless, and despite the great position taken up by the referee, there is contact. A penalty kick should have been awarded to Arsenal. At the same time, PSG should also have had a penalty awarded for that Julian Timber tackle. Now, I believe the reason we make the referee no give Arsenal penalty now because he no give PSG their own. So Ojoro cancel Ojoro because all of us know say PSG is supposed to collect penalty for that one. Now the way me I think say make the referee no come award both penalties gets, so may just go out. Now this Brentford player Evan Nelson, where they give red card against Manchester United, they has gotten his red card overturned. So the panel when they talk say it was a red card that should not have been given in the first place, which means if they don't give them for the match, only God know whether Man U for even win that match. Get, but that happen, say it don't happen. All right, let's begin with another message from another of our sponsor, Mobile World Associates and Co Limited. They're into construction services, dredging, canalization, real estate, and shore protection works. They're also into mechanical and fabrication services and procurement services nationwide. So if you want to reach out to them, you can call them on +234 8064642234, and they're located at number 7 Kennywood Road, Razi, opposite St. Stephen's Anglican Church, Port Harcourt. So if you're interested in any of the services, do reach out to them. Now, Piers Morgan, called the doctor, with Thomas Partey back, the party is still on. Believe, Gunners, and honestly, make a no lie for you. I still believe so. If you go PSG, go be there. Like what Henry talk, it is still very much open. Anything can happen. Now, when you go to Twitter, go see what Thomas Piers Morgan talk. Look at the first one. First half verdict. He said Arsenal totally outplayed for 35 minutes, especially in midfield. I missed Thomas Partey badly, but I woke up in the last 10 minutes. Martinelli should have scored. Okay, we woke up. The last 10 minutes, Martinelli should have scored at the end. Massive second half coming. Now, the present one, they can say Arsenal way off our best, but PSG were much better than Real Madrid, and we could have lost more heavily. Only well going in. We go again in Paris with Thomas Partey back in midfield, and if every player shows the same passion as Declan Rice did tonight, we will win. And this is my believer, so we'll go there, we'll go win. Now, the biggest news of the day, let me if I say Thierry Henry will be Arsenal legend. He talks, say it's not all over. Arsenal are still in the tie. Anything can happen in France, although PSG play better than us in the first leg. You get Henry Colley talk say we need to change a lot of things in the way we played, and that a lot of things now. Merino going number 9, Trossard going for bench, Partey come in normal posi, Rice go play a normal posi for that Xhaka role. Everywhere else stew. You get now our system be that. So when we play like that, we will play like that. Come lose, we will not say we lose. You get, that's just the way it is. So all hope is not lost. Thank God say we concede 1. So say come be 2 or 3 and then we say our remotanda no go work. All right, my dear lovers, I think it's a fine place for us to call the show and end. Till I come your way later in the evening to give you the evening news. So then thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your day. And get out. All right, guys. Ciao.